Hi and welcome to the Tristan channel, and today I'll be talking about the all-seeing eye. As before, I did a video about the Eye of Agamotto in Marvel Universe, which was loosely based on a real-world idea, such as the Eye of Buddha, also known as the all-seeing eye. A link to that video is in the description below, but today I'll be going over its origins. The all-seeing eye, or Eye of Providence, has a long history. Its origins can be traced back to Egyptian mythology and the Eye of Horus, and it appears in both Buddhist and Hindu doctrine. The Buddha himself is often referred to as the Eye of the World, while Lord Shiva has an all-seeing third eye in his forehead that watches over everything that happens in the world. While the Greeks went for a compound approach, Argus had 100 eyes. Christian symbolism incorporates a single all-seeing eye of providence, often framed in a triangle to symbolize the Holy Trinity. It even appears on the Great Seal of the United States and on the back of a $1 bill. The Eye of Horus, Wejat Eye or Ujat Eye, is a concept and symbol in ancient Egyptian religion that represents well-being, healing, and protection. It derives from the mythical conflict between the god Horus with his rival Set, in which Set tore out or destroyed one of both of Horus's eyes, and the eye was subsequently healed or returned to Horus with the assistance of another deity such as Thoth. Horus subsequently offered the eye to his deceased father Osiris, and its reviving power sustained Osiris in the afterlife. The Eye of Horus was thus equated with funerary offsprings, as well as with the offerings given to deities in temple ritual. It could also represent other concepts such as the moon, whose waxing and waning was likened to the injury and the restoration of the eye. The ancient Egyptian god Horus was a sky deity, and many Egyptian texts say that Horus's right eye was the sun and his left eye the moon. The solar eye and the lunar eye were sometimes equated with the red and white crown of Egypt, respectively. Some texts treat the Eye of Horus seemingly interchangeably with the Eye of Ra, which in other texts is an extension of the power of the sun god Ra and is often personified as a goddess. Pardon me. The Egyptologist Richard H. Wilkinson believes the two eyes of Horus gradually became distinguished as the lunar eye of Horus and the solar eye of Ra. Other Egyptologists, however, argue that no text clearly equates the Eye of Horus with the sun and the moon until the New Kingdom, circa 1550 to 1070 BC. Wolf Krauss argues that the Eye of Horus originally represented Venus as the morning star and evening star, and only later became equated with the moon. Katia Gorbes argues that the myths surrounding the Eye of Horus and the Eye of Ra are based around the same myth theme, or core element of a myth, and that rather than postulating a single original myth of one cosmic body, which was then merging with others, it might be more fruitful to think in terms of a flexible myth based on the structural relationship of an object that is missing or located far from its owner. In the myth surrounding the Eye of Ra, the goddess flees Ra and is brought back by another deity. In the case of the Eye of Horus, the eye is usually missing because of Horus's conflict with his arch rival, the god Set, in their struggle for the kingship of Egypt. After the death of Horus's father Cyrus, as I covered in the Eye of Agamotto, the writers based it on the amulet of the Snell Martyrs, the all-seeing eye of the Buddha, known amongst Buddhists as the amulet of Snell Martyrs, and Nipuli symbol, meaning to protect its wearer against evil, and is from a story about the revered teacher Gautama Buddha, who entered into a deep state of meditation sitting in a hot afternoon sun. As the hours wore on, his bare head became more and more heated, but in his deep meditative state he did not realize that he was in danger of sunstroke. Luckily for him, a group of 108 passing Snells saw his predicament, and in a gesture of selfless martyrdom, they crawled out into the blazing sun and climbed slowly to the top of his head and cooled his fevered brow. By giving up their lives, the Snell martyrs obtained better rebirths and earned the respect of Buddhists everywhere. This tale is heard. Everywhere this tale is heard. These saintly Snells appear in many of the Eye of the Buddha amulets. It is associated with providing moisture that recommends the Snell's martyrs for an appropriate amulet that features Buddha. 16 Snells represent the original 108. Today, the Eye of Providence is often associated with Freemasonry, first appearing as a part of the standard Freemason iconography in 1797, with the publication of Thomas Smith Webb's Freemason's Monitor. In this use, the eye representing the all-seeing eye of God serves as a reminder that humanity's thoughts and deeds are always observed by God. He was revered to in Masonry as the great architect of the universe. Typically, the Masonic eye of Providence has a semicular glory below it. It is sometimes enclosed by a triangle. Popular among conspiracy theorists is the claim that the Eye of Providence, shown atop an unfinished period on the Great Seal of the United States, indicates the influence of Freemasonry in the founding of the United States. However, common Masonic use of the eye dates to 14 years after the creation of the Great Seal. Furthermore, the only Mason among the members of the various design committees for the Great Seal was Benjamin Franklin, whose ideas for the seal were not adopted. Likewise, various Masonic organizations have explicitly denied any connection to the creation of the seal. It was also used by the Illuminati, a group of scientists who practice science hidden away from the prosecuting eyes of the church, and therefore became or were considered a secret society with much famous controversy, and were demonized by the church and became later famous in conspiracy theories. And there you have it, a brief informative video on the all-seeing eye, a symbol for enlightenment or protection. If you like this video, hit the like, and if you haven't, then please show support by subscribing to the channel. And until next time, folks, take care, be well.